Good evening, candidates. Today we will be taking the topic we told yesterday, namely NPA recovery, or say, of course, we had in mind Basel committee norms, but then we will go through this. Maybe this will give us some ideas about arriving of, say, Basel committee norms and all. Otherwise, we will search for some other material also. Yeah. Now, please tell me what is NPA, how NPAs are classified, because you are all officers or managers in various banks, and now for you this question must be very easy. Please answer.
If an account which goes out of order for more than 90 days, it is classified as NPA. In other words, we can say that an asset becomes non-performing when it is not generating income for the bank.
Why it is not generating income?
It is not generating income because if we talk about term loans, if EMI is not serviced for more than 3 months, then it is not generating income. So it becomes NPA in terms of CC. Yeah.
No, actually, the expected answer in this regard is it is not generating income because when an account is classified as NPA, bank will not be taking its income, its interest to income account.
Okay.
That is the thing, na? That is what is happening. It is not that bank is not debiting interest. Bank is debiting its interest to the loan account, but they will not take into their income account.
That is not accounted.
There's not, don't say not accounted. It is not taken to income. It is accounted in a different way. But I think different banks must be having different procedures. In your bank, where do you credit that income? At the quarterly, every month you are debiting an account which is NPA. Then
actually, once it classified as NPA, it is called as suspense interest.
Very good. So in your bank, it is called as suspense interest. I think in our India, anybody from Indian bank, nobody from Indian bank. Sorry, sir. There it is classified as interest realizable. In different banks, it must be having different names. However, it is an account which is not taken to income. It is not taken to income. It is coming under a credit side, but it will not be classified as income. So what is the name of such accounts in other banks? Anybody can share, please?
Sir, in our bank, it's called DI head, de-recognized income.
Oh, acha, de-recognized income. Correct. Yes, good. In which bank are you telling?
Sir, Prathama UP Gramin Bank, sir. It's RRB, sir.
Very good. RRB. Good. So whatever it is, whether it is commercial bank or RRB, the procedure for accounting of NPA is more or less same. But of course, in classification of an account as NPA, your banks follow different procedures because an officer from your bank told that, say, what is the classification for NPA? For you, 90 days will not apply, For you, mainly all our priority sector advances, all our agricultural advances, in which case I was told that where a account is not renewed, it is taken to NPA account. In one RRB, that was the procedure. Can you tell me what procedure do you follow?
Sir, in our bank, if we talk about
RRB, you please tell.
Sir, in our RRB, suppose if we talk about agriculture loan account, then we follow short-term NPA or long-term NPA. Suppose in a KCC account, if it is not renewed for 1 year, then it is slipped to NPA.
Acha? Oh. Not renewed means it is going to NPA. Okay.
Yes, sir. So it depends upon crops.
Acha. Good. But in this material that I am I'm showing you. Yeah, here NPA management for our say agricultural advances, they have given some 6 months, 38 months, and all that. IOB, what is the procedure you follow for say agricultural advances?
Sir, for two agricultural advances, for
agriculture, for
it will be
agriculture,
short-term crops and
short-term. Yeah, I think even in short-term crops, I will just take you through these pages because I read in one page. They told very clearly it may take some 36 or 38 months like that. Yeah, now we will read it. We will know what it is. From there, we will proceed. Yeah. Who can volunteer to read, please? Somebody volunteer to read. Raise your hand so that I can call you to read. Please raise your hand. Or I will nominate Suman. Suman, you are from which bank? Suman, you are from which bank? Suman, are you able to hear me? Or Gurupreet Singh? No? There was one.
Sir, I am from Prathama UP Grammar Bank, sir.
Acha. Good. Can you start reading this? What is shown on the screen?
Sir, prudential norm, an asset including a leased asset becomes non-performing when it ceases to generate income for the bank.
Yeah, very good. Sir. Yeah, out of order status. Come on, continue.
An account.
Oh, wait. It is gone. Now it's an account. Yeah.
An account should be treated as out of order if the outstanding balance remains continuously in excess of the sanction limit / drawing power. In cases where the outstanding balance in the principal operating account is less than the sanctioned limit / drawing power, but there are no credit continuously for 90 days, as on the date of balance sheet, or credits are not enough to cover the interest debited during the same period. These accounts should be treated as out of order.
Out of order. Yeah. Normally out of order account, they say in respect of OCC account, that is open cash credit accounts, key cash credit accounts, where the balance in the account is over the drawing limit. Yeah, continue. Yeah, non-performing asset.
Interest and or installment of principal remain overdue for a period of more than 90 days in respect of a term loan other than agriculture.
Yeah.
The account remains out of order as indicated below in respect of an overdraft / cash credit OD/CC.
Correct. Continue. Third point. Point number 3.
Yes, sir. The bill remains overdue for a period of more than 90 days in the case of bill purchased and discounted.
Okay. Please tell the point number also. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Point number 4. The installment of principal or interest 3 or remains overdue for one crop season for long duration crops.
No. You are reading number 4 now.
Sorry, sir. I got confused, sir.
Yeah. The installment.
Point number 4. The installment of principal or interest thereon remains overdue for 2 crop seasons for short duration crops.
Correct. Now, point number 5.
So point number 5 says the installment of principal or interest thereon remains overdue for one crop season for long duration crops.
Good. 6.
So point number 6 says the amount of liquidity facility remains outstanding for more than 90 days. In respect of a satisfaction transaction undertaken in terms of guidelines on securitization dated 1st Feb 2006.
That is, bank has started taking recovery measures, securitization. Continue. Number 6.
So point number 7 says.
Yeah.
Number 7 says, in respect of derivative transaction, the overdue receivables representing positive mark-to-mark value of a derivative contract, if these remain unpaid for a period of 90 days from the specified due date for payment.
This alone we can omit because derivative transactions, not many of us will be having contact with such transactions. That can be omitted. Now go to, and hence an account becomes NPA. Continue.
Sir, term loan interest and / or installment of principal remaining overdue for a period of more than 90 days in respect of a term loan. Point number 2, OD/OCC account out of order for more than 90 days. Outstanding balance above limit for 90 days. No credit for the last 90 days.
Acha, 1 minute. Outstanding balance above limit for 90 days. The way I was telling, I told where the balance is over the drawing limit, not only 1 day, but for 90 days. Okay, continue. No credit.
Sir, no credit for the last 90 days. Credit not sufficient to cover interest.
Okay.
No stock statement for the last 180 days.
Very good. Continue. Number 3.
So regular credit limits not reviewed or renewed within 180 days from the due date. Ad hoc not regularized within 90 days.
What do you mean by ad hoc?
Short term.
Correct. For emergency, for short-term requirement, when they are given some excess and that excess is not regularized within 90 days. Good. Very nice.
Yes.
Continue.
Sir, bills purchased, bills if overdue for more than 90 days, even if one bill is classified as NPA. The entire BP account and all other facilities of the borrower are to be classified as NPA.
Oh, this is a news. Acha. Bills purchased, even if one bill. Acha. Good. Continue. Please tell the
Sir,
point number.
Point
also.
number
Five.
Point number 5 says defaulted guarantee or developed LC. Devolved LC. When it becomes fund-based and remain overdue for 90 days.
I think all of you will know what is devolved LC. Anybody? But I think RRB boy, you may not know what is devolved LC. Devolved LC नहीं पता है ना आपको?
नहीं सर, हमारे बैंक में नहीं होता सर LC.
नहीं होता है, but devolved LC, can anyone explain about it? Devolved LC. Or should I explain? Number 1. See, what is LC? All of you know. Can anyone explain what is LC? LC.
Sir, when a bank undertakes the guarantee of the seller, suppose if you default to give.
Is it letter of credit?
Yeah, letter of credit. Yeah. No. See, we are all bankers. We should not use the terms loosely. For example, when you are explaining about LC, you said when the bank is guaranteeing. No, such word should not be used. Could you follow that? Are you able to understand that? Because we are all bankers, we should use proper terminologies. I am not going into the actual definition, but telling you briefly. LC comes, say, in the case of an importer, or say, let us take our India exporter. Say, our Indian exporter will be giving his, say invoice, pro forma invoice for the supply of goods. But then the export is to be made to America and the people are not in touch with each other. They don't know each other. So in order to be ensure about the payment, and the importer, in order to ensure that he gets the import, what the system is, the exporter will be asking the importer's bank to establish a letter of credit favoring him. So now the bank in USA will be opening a letter of credit favoring our exporter in India, and that will be advised by the opening bank through their correspondent bank in India. The correspondent bank in India will advise the LC to your bank, that is your exporter's bank. Then the letter of credit is an arrangement where it states that the LC opening bank will make payment of the bill if the export of the commodities ordered as per the order and as per specification before the specified date, and every other terms and condition must be followed fully, like how it is packed, is there need for any certificate about the manufacturing country, all these points, everything must be performed by the exporter. And once it is done, and then the bill is sent to the LC opening bank, the LC opening bank has to make payment of the money. The banks, when they open letter of credit, they will not open for everybody. They will open for people who can honor their commitments when it becomes due. So when an exporter exports goods and sends the LC to the importer's bank, the importer bank will ask the importer to provide funds for that. And before, for ensuring this, normally what they do, they take some 10% guarantee, 20% guarantee. They also take some security in the form of house property, etc. So now we are in a stage, the bill has been received at the LC opening branch, and the LC opening branch is asking the importer to make payment of money. The importer is not able to make payment of money. Every other condition is okay. Everything is correct. Now, that is a stage known as LC getting devolved. Now there is no other option for the bank to debit. Every bank will have separate names for that account. So you will debit that account and then make payment of the amount to the exporter's bank. Thereafter, you will pursue with your importer to pay. Such bills are known as LC devolved bills. Okay, could you follow this? Yeah, this is devolved LC. A defaulted guarantee is another one, where a bank issues it locally itself. We may be issuing a guarantee favoring a government, stating so-and-so company will perform the contract as per details like this, and if they do not perform, the government can claim the amount from the bank. So now our customer has not performed his contract properly, so the authority makes a claim on the bank. That is called as defaulted guarantee, and in such cases, bank cannot say no to it. Bank has to honor its commitment by paying money to the person in whose favor the guarantee has been given. And thus such cases, what happens? We will debit the party's account and pay. But invariably, if there is no balance, we have to debit, say, an account. Different banks will have different names for that. Debit that and then make payment of the money to the authority. Now, if that balance remains overdue for 90 days, that is called as NPA. I hope this is okay. Yeah, now, RRB boy, please study number 6.
Sir, agriculture loans STPL/MT. Point number A, interest and or installment remains overdue 2 crop season for short duration crops and 1 crop season for long duration crop.
On the standard
on
asset.
the asset and date. Point number B says other accounts like allied activities.
Yeah, allied activities.
Amount receivable remains overdue for more than 90 days.
Okay.
And standard asset and date. For short-term duration crops, crop period plus marketing period plus 2 crop seasons equal to, example, paddy, 5 plus 2 plus 24, 12 plus 12 equals to 31 months.
Acha. I don't know whether same procedure is followed in different banks. So I would suggest you are going through either this or your banks, because they will ask about your bank only. So you better go through that, or in the say central bank material, what is given, you go by that also. So that Sharon, could you see some points regarding this in central bank material? Is it similar to this or different from this? Number regarding the months. Excuse me, Sharon. Sharon's internet is not all right, it seems. Yeah, any Sharon is not there. Doesn't matter. So it is better to know about your banks. So now you must be able, next time when we meet, you must be able to tell me what is being followed in your bank, the classification of NPA. Now tell me, for long duration crops,
crop period plus marketing period plus one crop season equals to, example, sugarcane, 18 plus 2 plus 18 is equal to 38 months.
38 months. That's what I'm telling. 31 in one case, 38 months in another case. I think your RRB, it is different procedure or what? For
Sir,
you?
it is different in our bank, sir.
Very good. Please don't get confused. Go by whatever classification that is there for you. Now, please
Yes,
read
sir.
this. This may be relevant. NPA classifications, exemptions. Please read.
Sir, LOD/NSC/LIC/KVP.
Yeah.
Point number 2, SHL/SVL and other staff loan where interest is payable after principal NPA only when installment in default. When account is rephased/restructured before it slips to NPA category SMA. Exemptions made as per RBI guidelines, agriculture loans due to natural calamities.
Okay. Okay, very good.
Interest.
Yeah, we will ask Gurpreet to read. Gurpreet, you are from which bank?
Yes, sir. Sir, Prathama UP Gramin Bank. Sir, I was reading only, sir.
Achha, you were only reading. Very nice. Then we will go to Avinash. Avinash ji. Avinash Shinde or Malesh. Malesh, you are from which bank?
Yes, sir, Avinash.
Avinash, you are from which bank?
Sir, ICICI Bank.
ICICI. Good, good. You are actually working in which section now?
Sir, I actually am working as a regional head sales. So I basically.
Regional head sales means marketing of deposit products.
I have 15 branches.
Yeah. So what are the products? Avinash Shinde, sound is not there. So all of you, I suggest, please try to have a Wi-Fi connection, proper connection when you come for this class, because, you know, without that, you will not be able to appreciate the session. Avinash, see, his connection is gone. Yeah. Malesh.
Yes, sir.
Malesh, you are from which bank?
Yeah, sir, I am from IDBI Bank.
IDBI.
Now I'm working. Yeah, I'm working in audit department, sir.
Audit department. Prior to that, where were you working?
I started with IDBI only since long 10 years back. I was stay with IDBI only, sir. No.
True. IDBI. Which departments were you working earlier?
Before that, I was in retail. I handled all the desk, like operational manager and branch head, everything I handled in audit.
No,
Then
don't.
after I moved
do not try to use the word everything immediately, you know, because it shows you are not confident about speaking about you.
Okay.
But you must tell you before that, you try to write out what are all the various sections or departments you have worked, what are the various capacities in which you have worked, so that you can tell that in detail. But now you are in audit department since when?
The past 1 year, sir.
Past 1 year. Achha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is the nature of work you do in audit department?
Now I'm handling that retail banking, branch banking audit.
So what is it you will audit in that branch banking audit में आप लोग क्या देख रहे हैं?
I think is it all operations related. We will go 2 people for each audits. We will see operational and assets, all the parameters.
Oh, अच्छा,
We have the check-ins.
you will go
We
for
have-
inspection.
Yeah. We go for inspection for branch.
Mhm. So how many days do you take for inspecting a branch having about 200
It's
crores
a
business?
actually the based on sample we will work out. The mandates will be given by the head office only. So they will arrange this many days for each bank. So accordingly, if we're not finishing within timelines, we will extend the time also. But most probably we will follow the timelines.
You go as one person or as a team?
2% based on business and business of the branch. They will alert the two audit people. So 2 people will go and check the files.
So then what is your learning about NPA and what steps are being taken to reduce the NPA?
NPA in
No, why I ask this question? All of us are working in bank. All of us are dealing with all these things, but we do not have practice in explaining about it or talking about it. So that only you should try to practice, right? Like
Yes,
I have raised you question now. You must raise questions and must be able to answer them. That is because in an interview, you should exhibit your confidence level high. Highest level of confidence is what is required. So we will come to you later. Malesh, why don't you read? Why don't you read this? Interest on NPA. Hello, Malesh.
Sir, am I audible now? Hello.
Yeah. Now, Avinash, Avinash, you came suddenly. आपका internet खराब हो गया.
Yeah. There was some network issue, sir.
अच्छा, you are in which city?
Sir, in Jalgaon, Maharashtra.
Jalgaon, Maharashtra. You are using Jio or Airtel?
Jio, sir.
Jio. Normally, it used to be good.
Yeah, but due to that 5G network, there is some lag over here, sir.
Very good. Doesn't matter. We have no control over that. Are you staying? Are you staying in? Why don't you have a Wi-Fi? No possibility. There is no need for Wi-Fi ना. आप लोग का
Actually, it's working fine over here.
Wi-Fi का जरूरत नहीं पड़ता है मेरा ख्याल से. Only people like me who work every day at home for longer hours. हम लोग का Wi-Fi जरूरत पड़ता है. कोई बात नहीं. Now, please read this. Interest on NPA should be classified.
Interest on NPA should be classified under MOI without voucher.
Here, this only I'm cautioning you. This is the instruction of one bank, whereas MOI, Memorandum of Interest. So this will be, different banks will have different procedures. Please continue. Prudential norms application.
Prudential norms application should be borrower-wise and not facility or account-wise. Hence, all credit facilities of a borrower is having uniform asset classification.
Yeah. An asset may be
straight away classified as doubtful or loss asset, depending upon the erosion in the value of securities or non-availability of the security. If the realizable value of security is less than 50% of the value accessed by the bank or accepted by the RBI at time of last inspection, it should be classified as doubtful. And if it is less than 10% of the outstanding, then it is a loss asset. Accounts classified as fraud should be classified as loss asset, and full provision, that is 100%, should be made irrespective of security and date of NPA. migration or slipping of NPA account from one category to other, that is SS to D1, doubtful 1 to doubtful 3, and doubtful 2 to doubtful 3, is purely based on age of NPA.
Why they are not putting D1 to D2? I think some mistake, typing mistake it must be. Correct?
Yeah, it should go to D1 to D2, then D2 to D2.
Continue. Upgradation.
Upgradation of loan accounts classified as NPAs. If area of interest and principal are paid by the borrower, in the case of loan accounts classified as NPA, the account should no longer be treated as non-performing and may be classified as standard accounts.
Income, it goes like this. Lot of things are there. So kindly go through this because our concentration was on mainly on Basel committee norms. We will read these things, important ones. Asset classification. Please read substandard.
Asset classification of NPAs. So the first one is substandard. A substandard asset would be one which has remained NPA for a period of less than or equal to 12 months. Doubtful assets. An asset would be classified as doubtful if it has remained in the substandard category for a period of 12 months. Loss assets. A loss asset is one where the loss has been identified by the bank or internal or external auditors or the RBI inspection, but the amount has not been written off wholly. Broadly speaking, classifying of assets into above categories should be done taking into the account the degree of well-defined credit weakness and the extent of dependence on collateral security for realization of dues. The classification of asset as NPA should be based on the record of recovery. Banks should not classify an advance account as NPA merely due to the existing of some deficiencies which are temporary in nature, such as non-availability of adequate drawing power based on the latest available stock statement, balance outstanding exceeding the limit temporarily, non-submission of stock statements, and non-renewal of the limits on due date.
Good. Continue.
Provisioning of standard advances. Direct advances to agriculture and SME, that is 0.25%.
So this is another thing about which some of us provisioning. You must be aware that provisioning is being done not only in respect of NPAs, but even in respect of standard advances. I think this must be same in all banks. Is it different? Any bank, it is different. Direct advances to agriculture, SME, 0.25. All other advances, 0.4.
It is as per RBI guidelines, sir.
Same. Same thing should be there. Please continue. Continue reading.
For other advances, it is 0.40.
Commercial real estate projects, 1%. Commercial
projects, it is 1%. For housing loans,
commercial real estate existing 0.75. Housing loans extended at teaser rates 2%. Can anyone clarify about this? I'm not sure about this. What is this teaser rates and why it is 2%? Excuse me, because you're all working in bank. See, why housing loans extended at teaser? Teaser rates means what? 1 minute. Let me see. India banking housing loans at teaser rates. Provisioning. In case of individual housing loans equal to small, RBI comes out with provisioning. RBI lists provisioning of norms for NBFC or retail lending provisioning norms. SBI teaser loan plan may not find favor with RBI. Teaser rates.
Teaser is like a slab, like up to 75 lakhs they have fixed at some point. So that might be the case, but not
teaser. Here, you please, I will read this. What are teaser rates? teaser loan rates or special home loan rates that are called so as the banks attract customers by offering them lower rates of interest in the initial years, and then in the longer run the rates are shifted from fixed to floating rates or market adjusted rates. I think this is clearer to us. See, when sometimes banks say for the first 2 years you will pay only 7% interest, thereafter the fixed rate of interest, this is the fixed rate of interest, or floating rate depending on the market adjusted rates. So probably RBI feels in such cases the risk is more. That is why they have called it as teaser rates. In the months that followed the collapse of Lehman Brothers, the Indian Bank Association, nudged by the government, formulated a scheme where interest rate loans for up to 5 lakh and loans up to 20 lakh were available at discounted rates of 8.5, 9.25% respectively for the first 5 years. This was a limited period scheme which was part of the stimulus measures announced by the government. Around this time, SBI came out with teaser loan rates, Easy Home Loan. This scheme offered loans at 8% in the first year and then 8.5% the next 2 years. From the third year, the borrower could go to a fixed rate or floating rate. Yeah, I mean, now I understand. Teaser rate ka matlab any say arrangement by which lower rates of interest are offered. Very good. Continue here. We are with the provision for delayed. We were in teaser rates. Next one. Can you read this? Any NPA account upgraded to?
Standard 2% for first year of upgradation.
But one thing I know, it is very difficult to remember all these things, except that, well, if there is a discussion about provisioning in the interview, you need to remember there are norms prescribed for provisioning for even standard assets. For example, say advances to agriculture 0.25, other advances 0.40, like that, different rates are prescribed. You finish it off like that instead of getting into details. I hope you understand. Now continue with this provisioning. This is very, very important. All of you must remember this. For substandard, if it is a secured account, we will provide 15%, unsecured account 25%. If it is a D1 account, 25, unsecured 100. If it is D2, 40%, 100%. D3, 100%, 100%. Loss assets, 100%, 100%. Somebody who has been dealing with the NPA in detail and you are thorough with that, can you tell me when, say 90 days when it is outstanding, it becomes substandard. From that, do you keep it there for further 12 months or for only 9 months? I think it is only 9 months, no? Excuse me. Of course, many of these things are there. You need not remember nowadays because all these things are done by your computer. It does everything. You don't have to know this, but at least to know these provisions. Secured may 15, 25, 40, 100, 25, 100, 100, 100. When will account become D1? When will account become D2? Can anyone answer me this question as like an interview question? Please tell me.
So
Anybody?
likewise,
Yeah.
sir, for first 12 months, it is doubtful 1, and after 24 months, it is doubtful 2.
Oh, then after totally 36, it becomes D3.
D3.
Very good. Loss assets, I know when it will come. When it is not having any security, then it is fully classified as loss, or after the 36 months period also. Correct. What happened? what happened? Where are we now? Yeah, we were here. Yeah, that is okay. Normal provisioning. So this is how it goes. I suggest instead of you go through about your banks, what are the various methods. Here some strategies are given, like various recovery tools and measures. Can anyone read this? Please read. Non-performing assets. Come on.
Not performing assets are a drag on the bank's profitability.
And affect the bank in
Yes.
following.
And affect the bank in the following ways. The bank is not able to recognize interest income in respect of these assets. Second point, in addition, the bank is required to make prescribed provisioning ranging from 15 to 100% of such NPAs from out of interest income earned by it from other good performing assets. Third point, besides impacting the profitability, large NPA portion of the bank affects its balance sheet and present uncomfortable indices. Thus, occurrences of these assets
is to be
avoided at any cost in the first place by effective monitoring of performing assets. Once the assets are stressed and the account slipped into NPA, concerned efforts need to be taken expeditiously for resolving the NPAs through all channels of recovery. NPAs can be reduced by upgradation of assets recovery through host of measures. First one is upgradation of accounts by recovering the overdue amount. Second one, refacement, restructuring, rehabilitation of accounts wherever possible, justified with the ambit of bank's policy. Third one, recovery of amount through various recovery tools and measures. Recovery strategy to be adopted varies from one account to another, and account specific action need to be adopted for desired result. Some of the commonly adopted measures are: first one is Lok Adalat, second is Sarfasi action, third is filing of suit recovery application through competent legal forum, third one is insolvency loss or loss on liquidation, fifth one is invocation of personal guarantee, sixth one is classification and reporting as willful defaulters, seventh one is compromise settlement or OTS, eighth one is engaging recovery agents for assisting in speedy recovery. Last one is utilizing the services of business correspondents.
Very good. Now I am purposely stopping at this page 625 because, yesterday our Sharan was asking doubt regarding Basel norms. So let us see what Google says about that Basel norms broadly. Apart from that, you may have to study. Yeah. So I think this may be of help for us because they are coming as notes briefly and they may be of help for us. Yeah, what are Basel norms? Sharan, are you there? IOB boy? Sharan, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So this one you kindly take note of. Vedant.
Yeah, sure, sir.
So because whatever is given in our materials and all, it is so lengthy and
Yes, sir.
you don't have time to go through that. So
Yes, sir.
that's why I am giving you this in your CBI. Yeah, in your WhatsApp, I'm giving you this so that you can read it afterwards also. Where are
Sure,
we
sir.
now? Yeah. Now let us just see broad guidelines about this. You can download it as a PDF also.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Yeah. What is that one? Yeah, where is it? Why it has gone? Yeah. Vedantu.com. Basel norms also. You please read, Sharan. Read it. Basel norms.
Basel norms, also known as Basel Accords, are the international banking regulations issued by the Basel Committee. The Basel Committee was established in 1974. The committee set standards regarding various banking supervisory matters. The main aim of this standard is to ensure the coordination of banking regulations worldwide. Read ahead to know more about the three Basel norms and how they affect Indian economy.
Basel norms 1. Achha, now we will read Basel 3 better. Basel 3.
Basel III guidelines were issued in 2010. These norms were introduced in response to the financial crisis of 2008. A need was felt to strengthen the banking system across the globe. It was also felt that the quality and quantity of the capital under Basel II were considered insufficient. Basel regulations. The following are some regulations followed by banks regarding Basel norms. First, increasing capital requirement ensures that the bank are strong enough to combat losses. Second, improving the quality of bank regulatory capital in the form of common equity tier 1 capital. Third, specifying a minimum leverage ratio requirement to curb excess leverage in the banking system. Fourth, introducing capital buffers that are maintained in good times and can be used in the time of crisis. The Basel Committee also introduced an international framework for mitigating excessive liquidity risks through the liquidity coverage ratio.
Continue.
Basel III guidelines. Basel III guidelines promote a strong banking system by focusing on four important banking parameters. First is capital. The capital adequacy ratio should be maintained at 12.9%. The minimum Tier 1 capital ratio should be 10.5%.
But of course, our country, 12% only. I think it is a printing mistake.
Yeah.
It should be printing mistake, 12%. Yeah. The minimum Tier 1 capital
should be 10.5% and the Tier 2 capital ratio should be 2% of risk-weighted asset. Banks are also required to maintain a capital conservation buffer of 2.5%. Counter cyclical buffer should also be maintained at 0 to 2.5%. Second, leverage. The leverage rate should be at least 3%. The leverage ratio is the bank's Tier 1 capital to average total consolidated assets. Third, funding and liquidity. Basel III
created two liquidity ratios. Continue. Liquidity coverage ratio.
Will require bank assets to deal cash is to ensure banks have enough fund. Second, net stable funds rate requires banks to maintain a stable funding profile for their off-balance sheet assets and activities. The minimum net stable fund rate requirement is 100%.
So here they have given it briefly, Basel 3 norms, that is requiring banks to maintain minimum capital return, stress testing the banking system by implementation of leverage, additional capital and liquidity requirements. Then India on Basel norms. Please read the deadline.
The deadline for implementing Basel III norms was March 2019, but it was pushed to March 2020.
What is the present position?
It has already been implemented, sir.
Yeah, very good. Continue. Due to the
pandemic, the Reserve Bank of India postponed the implementation of Basel norms for another 6 months.
Okay.
This resulted in lower capital burden on banks regarding provisioning requirements.
Okay.
The extension would have an impact on how RBI and Indian banks are perceived by global players.
Okay. Conclusion.
Basel norms are an attempt to harmonize banking regulations around the world. The goal is to strengthen the international banking system and improve the quality of banking worldwide. These norms focus on the risk to bank and the whole financial system. This will allow the banks to grab better financial opportunities and improve their profits.
Yeah, I think this material seems to be better. It tells briefly about Basel norms. Sharon, apart from whatever you have, you just go through this also once again, so that you can answer easily. The basic, now let me tell you, the problem in interviews is that 60% of it depends on your luck. If they ask questions known to you, you are fine. If they ask some tougher questions, you are in a problem. You should not lose heart, but try to answer. But one
Yeah.
important thing all of you must be conversant with is that you are not judged by your answering all the questions. You are judged by your clarity of expression and ability to convey what you know. You cannot convey what you don't know. But if you have the ability to tell what you know properly, that is fine. Correct? So that is what is needed. Accordingly, we should try to develop our skill for all these things. So I wanted to cover this Basel for Sharon's sake. Now regarding CTDI magazine, January to April, from tomorrow office is starting. I'm sure you will all be busy. So which month would you like to take up tomorrow for a discussion? Shall we do month of April month, we will take it up. April issue of CTDI. All of you, please go through and from there frame your own questions, or so that you can question others and others will be able to answer. Otherwise, what will happen? I will keep that magazine before me. From there, I will go through and put questions to you to find out whether you can answer them. This is what it is. And of course, once the date is known, you can always take your mock, say one mock interview for you so that you can know how you are performing. Any questions at this stage or any extra points you would like to share with others? Welcome. Yes, please. Gaurav.
Sir,
yeah.
Iraikan here.
Iraikan.
So regarding while talking about this provisioning by NPA,
yeah,
one more point to be added is like we during COVID season we restructured many loans and we provided many resolution plans also.
Exactly.
In the case of restructured accounts, the categorization is different. Suppose there is no like 90 days and all. Once it becomes NPA, all provisions as per existing guidelines will apply. But before classifying NPA, suppose an account is restructured and cash flow is not yet generated, and the accounts comes in this 30 days category, that is SMA 0 category itself, the account will be classified as NPA.
Oh,
the account should not fall in the SMA 0 category also.
Yeah.
Then only it will be treated as standard account. If it falls under SMA 0 category also, it will be treated as NPA account.
Oh,
then normal procedures and provisioning will carry forward.
Excellent. Yeah, this you are telling because you know about it, because you have been dealing with it. But majority of people appearing for interview, they have exposure only to day-to-day working in deposit account or this account, that account. They don't know.
I got confused whether SMA, I don't think that they are counted as an NPA account. SMA concept is different. It is out of order status.
Yeah, correct. SMA 0 to SMA 2 is not NPA. It is applicable only in the case of restructured advances.
Sir, it's correct, sir. It is in the case of COVID period, restructuring we are doing, and it was no SMA 1 concept. From the 0 only, we are taking it as NPA.
Yes.
In our bank also same, sir.
Achha, which bank? Yes. Which bank?
IOB, sir.
IOB. Achha. Thank you. Oh, you are, what is your name?
Biswajita.
अच्छा, ठीक है. Very good. बिजिता
yeah, correct.
बहुत तकलीफ है जी आपका नाम प्रोनाउंस करना.
पानी बिजिता पानी okay sir.
पानी
okay. Everybody from my bank also, schooling also, everybody used to call me Pani only.
Pani means water. So you are such a good person like water. Huh? Good. Very nice. Thank you. So thank you so much. So tomorrow also, will you be coming for class 8 o'clock if I keep, or should I keep it at 9 o'clock? Depends on you people.
Sir, 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock will be better.
What about, what is our name?
9
Gaurav. 9
is
is okay, because 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock I will have those people who are unemployed people, for them for scale 1, I mean probationary officer. I will talk to them from 8 to 8:40, so that from 9 we can take 9 to 10. I'll be with you every day, provided you come. And
Yes, sir, 9 o'clock it will be
Yes,
fine.
sir,
sir.
9 o'clock
better,
will be
sir.
suitable because
Yeah.
by 9 everyone will be in home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yes, yes.
and everyone, please remember to caution me whether I am recording it. Sometimes I forget to record, so that I won't be able to put it again. So, but
Yeah, sure, sir.
today I think it is being recorded. 1 minute. Yeah, it's being recorded. So I will give that responsibility to Sharan and Pani. Both are IOB. So you please take the responsibility to
Yeah,
see
sure,
that
sir.
it is being recorded. And
Sure.
Sharan, I have given you this new material. Please go
Yeah.
through this also.
Sure, sir. I will do that. Sir.
And in fact, I will be happy if you come with questions for which you know the answer, so that you can raise it to somebody else and find out how they are answering. And if that
Yeah,
doesn't
sure, sir.
come through, I will raise question. So
Yeah, sure.
tomorrow we are discussing April issue. I will also go through
April
that
magazine.
CTDI magazine. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sir,
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
sir,
Thank you.
where is that central bank material? Which one which we are referring, page number 616?
Acha, this is Indian Bank. I have given you in your central bank folder. In the folder, I have given this Indian Bank promotion study material. Are you seeing it now on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes.
This is
It
the
is.
this is the one. This is the one I opened. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
This is the one.
Hmm.
So, but I am just seeing that because everything is available in one book form. So it is easy and convenient for me to open and see. So you can read this, or you can read any other material you are getting. And in fact, our friend was telling about promotion material from, this is another one, cboaco.in. Here itself, you will get lot of things. OTS policy of the bank, but 100% they will not ask what is the OTS policy of central bank. They won't expect you to know up to that. So broad guidelines only, like who is our chairman, and how many branches do we have, those things and all they can have. What is our deposit, what is our advances, those things they can ask. They may not go into the individual aspect of it. That is why we are going through CTDI, which tells us about the say RBI norms. So if we go through those RBI norms and be thorough with that, that is sufficient. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.